Hi, I'm Rebecca Powers. Welcome to Retire Right Television. We have learned so much from you, Paul Roberts, CEO and founder of Roberts Wealth Management with offices in Biloxi and as well in Mobile. This is the month of love, St. Valentine's. We're going to celebrate love. You talk a lot about relationships, and if you really care, of course you care about your family, the best thing you can do is give them peace of mind. And one day, if you're gone before them, at least you know that they are taken care of. How can you do that, Paul, when you're looking at maybe you don't have as much money as you thought you might have at this age? How do you make sure you take care of them?
Well, you know, it all starts with everything that we're always talking about on the show and everywhere we speak. It's fundamental, holistic financial planning. You know, making sure that every aspect and every variable in your financial equation has been covered and brought together. We say retirement is like a 500-piece puzzle.
Really?
And you remember when you were kids and you put that piece puzzle together with your siblings, and you'd get to the end and there were 2 or 3 pieces missing in the box, and you couldn't complete the puzzle and you didn't have a picture in the end?
Yeah.
That's most people's financial plan. If all of these pieces of the puzzle don't come in and find their place and work together,
it's never finished.
It's never finished. You never have the true picture in the end. And so a lot of people just fail to realize that there's a lot of pieces to the retirement puzzle. It's not just the investments. It's all types of other factors involved there.
And you're fortunate. You grew up with, you know, you come from a long line of financial planners and CPAs, and so you've really, it's in your DNA. But honestly, for most people, and I'm pretty educated, but that is the one thing that I know I always pushed off because it is scary, because it's kind of the unknown. It's like looking under the hood. I almost don't want to see what you're going to show me. You also see statistics that the #1 cause of divorce is fights about money.
Yes.
So do you think couples should come in together, or do you think one at a time, or what's the best advice?
Yeah, definitely together. As a matter of fact, sometimes we won't move forward in a relationship with someone if they don't want to have the other spouse involved in the planning process. Yeah, we're not a good fit to work with everybody. We're not trying to be everything to everybody.
To everyone,
We're trying to be the best we can be for the people who find value in it and the people that we can help and add value to their life. And unfortunately, a lot of times, it doesn't happen very often. A lot of the time what happens is we have the husband will show up for the first meeting, right? You know, well, you know, I make the financial decisions. Well, well, that's great, and we respect that. But at the same time, these are decisions that involve your spouse and involve her future. So, you know, moving forward to build the proper relationship and to really understand the whole picture and be able to do our job for the best of our ability for you, we really need her involved. So we'll continue to have this first meeting with you and just, you know, start to discover a little bit more about you in our discovery session and learn a little bit about your family. But we want to get her in here because we have a lot of questions for her, and we want her to put some input. She doesn't have to understand the world of finances and the whole realm of finances. Right, we'll do that, and we keep it simple for her. But we ask her simple questions like, what are you going to do when your husband passes and you lose a Social Security benefit in the household? There goes that couple $1,000s worth of household income, right?
Right.
Are you prepared for that? Or is he prepared for that? Has your financial planner prepared for that? A lot of time in our office, that's when you feel, you hear the kick under the table. Right? Oh, and the husband, oh, what was that? We know that meant no one's ever talked to them about survivorship income, and no, they don't have a plan to take care of her. And she's going, hey, how come we haven't thought of this or talked about this?
Yeah.
But,
is life insurance, buying a life insurance policy, the answer? Because that's kind of another misnomer we've been kind of taught of, taught as Americans growing up in this culture.
Yeah, it can be. It doesn't always fit the bill, right?
Yeah.
First of all, you have health qualifications and things that restrict some people from being able to utilize life insurance, but life insurance can be a good planning tool for survivorship because, look, you know, when you leave this world and you leave your spouse behind, they're already in a state of mourning, they're all upset, their world's been turned upside down. So we will make it as simple and easy as possible. Nothing better than receiving a big fat check of tax-free money.
Tax-free?
Right? Tax-free,
okay,
all life insurance proceeds, all death benefits paid out from life insurance are tax-free.
Okay.
So that simplifies the situation, right? And there isn't all of this complex probate and inheritance and all of this
Okay, and I'm sorry to
paperwork.
interrupt you, but I've always heard death tax. You know, they tax you all your life, 50 times on everything, and then they even tax you after you die. So what do you mean there's no taxes on?
Life insurance. Life insurance is a tool that has been used to hedge against or offset death taxes or estate taxes. Fortunately, right now, estate taxes are at like 10.4 million for a family. So most of our client base and most people in the general public don't have an issue with estate taxes. Their net worth's not at that point.
Gotcha.
However, we do see that as one of the tax laws that will change pretty quickly in the future. And if they drop that estate tax back in the arena of $1 million worth of household net worth,
That's going to affect a lot of people.
It affects a lot of people because people have to remember estate taxes is not just about your investments or how much money you have in the bank. It's your entire net worth.
Wow.
It's your home, your automobile, your tractor, the tools in your garage, your wife's jewelry, your furniture. Every single thing that you have that has value is added into that to try to hit that number. And so if they dropped it to 1 or 2 million, that's going to affect a whole lot of Gulf Coast residents. And so we're starting to plan and strategize with a lot of people going forward. Our attitude is always prepare for the worst and hope for the best, right?
Right.
So if there are inclinations that this may be coming down the road, why should we sit around and wait for the law change when we could spend a little bit of money right now, you know, a couple $1,000s on some estate planning or some life insurance or some different strategies put in place to protect you and your family from that? Why don't we just go ahead and do that?
Do it now.
Do it now.
Bite
Then
the
we're
bullet.
grandfathered in. We don't have a look back period. We're already in, and we're prepared. Then that way, when the law changes in the future, it's a non-event. It doesn't affect the family.
I know everyone's different, absolutely, and that's what I love about Roberts Wealth Management. You see everyone as just, you know, individuals, completely different from anyone else. But what's kind of a typical, for most people watching, have $250,000 in IRAs or 401ks, what's kind of the typical forecast? Is that a bad question?
No, it's you know, there are no bad questions, right, Rebecca? Never any bad questions, but the
You know, it's
thing
not
is,
rocket science, I guess. You've got some.
Yeah, we have strategic planning, right?
Okay.
And so we have proven strategies that have worked over decades and decades, multitude of them. But so there's no one size fits all. You know, everything
Right.
is custom tailored to the individual in our office. So some strategies implemented may really benefit one couple or one individual where it's not that beneficial to another. It's just having an armory,
Yes.
you know, of a whole
of
lot of
weapons.
we got a lot of armory of different types of strategies and different things that have been proven over time to work. We take the strategies of the ultra wealthy and we give the strategies of the ultra wealthy to the everyday working
Yes.
man. You know, I live my life by a premise, and it's never do what the billionaires tell you to do what the billionaires do. And that's what we deliver for our clients. You know, highly advanced tax planning, highly advanced estate planning, you know, professionally managed portfolios. And so what we're doing is we're doing what the billionaires do.
Exactly.
Right.
And I love that because you see unfortunately, a lot of division in this country, and it is to cause fear and it is to keep people down. I truly believe that. And so when you empower them in that way,
Right.
it really is, like you kind of get excited about liberating people, kind of releasing them from this wave. Oh, well, the rich, they get all the loopholes. Oh, the rich. But you can be rich too because the tax law applies to everyone.
The tax law applies
it's the
to
same.
all. The tax law applies to all. It was, oh my goodness, who was the Supreme Court justice who said it best one day? He said, there are two tax codes in America, okay? There's the tax code for the people who know, and there's the tax code for the people who don't know.
There you
right?
go.
And it's not privileged and non-privileged. It's the people who are aware or knowledgeable of it and the people who are not knowledgeable of it. That's what we love about our job, is we take people, everyday common working people, and we can help them build the same security and utilize the same strategies that the ultra elite have used in this country for, decades, even centuries.
Because they were
going back.
educated. That
That's
was
right.
their privilege. It wasn't that they were privileged. It's that they had the privilege of the knowledge and the education. When we come back, we're going to talk about education because you also have classrooms that you go above and beyond to teach. If someone walks in your door, let's tell them what they can expect and what we're offering today.
Well, it's the month of love, right? And here we've got a special offer today for any couple sitting at home. You know what? If you want some real brownie points with your spouse, I got one for you. How about instead of worrying about roses or flowers or cards this year, how about if you gave your loved one true financial freedom and financial security? What if you took that stress off of their plate for the rest of their life? How rewarded would you be, and what kind of brownie points would you score with that? So what we're going to do is a special offer today. Anybody who comes in to see us between now and Valentine's, any new clients who have saved $250,000 or more for retirement, we're going to offer you a one-on-one consultation, a full-blown comprehensive review of your current situation, recommendations and strategies, custom tailored to fit your needs. And here's the offer. What we're going to do, no cost, no obligation. As a matter of fact, there's a benefit to you. If you come in before Valentine's and you sit down one-on-one, one of our All-Star advisors, whether we decide we're a good fit to work together or not, I will treat you and your loved one to a special Valentine's lunch. So pick up the phone right now. Don't miss this opportunity. We're giving you the opportunity at Financial Freedom, and we're going to treat you and your loved one to lunch. So pick up the phone, give us a call. Next 15 on the line, get a free lunch.
That's a great idea. You've never done, you just thought of that, didn't you? You did. That's great. I love it. All right, when we come back, we're going to talk about education and all the educational courses that they have, and they go above and beyond because Roberts Wealth Management wants to empower you to really navigate and decide what your future is going to be. So there's the number 228-388-2031. We'll be right back.
Hey folks, this is Paul Roberts, your host of Retire Right Radio and TV. I'd like to invite you in for a one-on-one consultation with one of our All-Star advisors so we can get you set on the path to retire right. At Roberts Wealth Management, we are passionate about making sure our clients live stress-free in retirement. Our biggest fear when meeting with new clients is whether it is too late to fix other advisors' mistakes. When you're nearing retirement, it's essential that you have a written plan and know exactly how that plan will work. Many consumers are loyal to their current advisors instead of the success of their plan. Always get a second opinion. For a complimentary review, contact us today. Hey folks, this is Paul Roberts, your host of Retire Right Radio and TV. I'd like to invite you in for a one-on-one consultation with one of our All-Star advisors so we can get you set on the path to retire right.
All right, thanks for staying with us. We were just talking about education. So not only you're going to, of course, map out their whole life till you're 100 years old, which is amazing to me. But you also have a classroom, a really, really nice classroom within their building in Biloxi where you give free courses. You don't have to go, but I was really surprised to learn that almost all of your clients want to show up. And some, you said, come to every single class every 2 weeks.
We have clients that have been with us over a decade that are with us monthly. Because, you know, you just tell them. They'll ask them, you know, well, what brings you back? And they'll tell you straight up, hey, every time we walk out of some type of event with Roberts Wealth Management, we learn something. We're that much more empowered. We know have that much more knowledge, and we're that much better place to make decisions. And a lot of them, I can tell you what they do is, it's fun because they've kind of become public advocates.
Right.
And not just advocates, but they feel empowered by all the knowledge they've gained, and so they enjoy sharing that with their friends and their coworkers and their family, and trying to give their friends and other people advice. You know, when they're all sitting around at Christmas, they're trying to give them some recommendations and advice. So they say, I love it. I keep learning, so that way, you know, I keep helping other people. I'm like, oh, that's great. That's great. That's what we're all about, you know.
Well, and it's neat too, because it's not just 10 courses that you kind of shuffle around. It's actually continuous. Like every 2 weeks, it changes.
Oh, yeah.
Because you're keeping up with the headlines and politics and the stock markets and everything like that. Have you had anyone who has ever said, gee, I learned nothing from you and I'm so sorry I came here?
Well, I don't think I've ever heard those words directly, but, you know,
I doubt it.
There's generally, and I'd say probably out of every 4 or 5 events, there's generally a know-it-all in the audience.
Right.
Who knows more than everybody else. And, you know, and he's going, I got great ideas, you know, and so, you know, you can't help people who know everything, right?
Right.
You know, if I don't pretend to know everything.
That's right.
I'm constantly learning. I'm learning every day of my life. If you ever stop learning, you're dead, is my attitude. So,
but you talk about second
think you should learn.
opinions, and I think you need to be open to that. If you're so confident in what you already have, then you don't need us or need you, but why not look into it?
Perfect. If you think you're doing good, why wouldn't you want confirmation on that, right? I mean, if I think I've got a good financial strategy, you know, my father was a CPA for 25 years, and he's an entrepreneur, and other men in my family are successful entrepreneurs. When I go into business ventures, or I go into an investment, or I go into an idea, I throw it past them. Okay, first of all, I throw it past them first. You want other eyes and other people from the outside looking in, because sometimes when you're in the inside, you're trapped and you don't see things, right? You may have blinders on to something that's obvious right there in front of you, but you don't see it because you have a vision or a dream of making something a certain way.
Yeah.
So you always want outside input, right? Plus, there may be something they know that you don't know. There may be something you can learn from the arena.
Absolutely.
So I always personally get a second opinion on everything I do financially, and if I get a second opinion, I don't know why anyone out there viewing this program right now wouldn't want a second opinion too. If you're not on track, or you have any major liabilities or risks going forward, something that, you know, could be a real roadblock or really destroy or devastate your plans going forward, wouldn't you want to know about it before you hit that roadblock?
Right.
Or if your path looks like, hey, easy street, and you've got a golden road laid in front of you, don't you want confirmation?
Yeah, that's
that
true.
That's what you have,
That's
right?
a really good point. Confirmation would feel
Yes,
good.
either way, and that's what people need to understand, and our viewing audience needs to understand, is we don't have a team of advisors who are salespeople. We're not a pressure sales organization. We don't even look at ourselves as salespeople. We look at ourselves as advisors and counselors and coaches. Our job is simply to help people and advise them and coach them on their journey, give them the tools, the information they need to be empowered to make financial decisions for themselves. So the viewing audience needs to understand there is no sales pitch, no sales pressure when you come in to visit with us. Look, if you have no idea where you are, or if you think you're on the right path, here's your opportunity to get a second opinion. If you've got enough confidence in your advisor to get a second opinion, you need to take this opportunity to come sit down with one of our all-star advisors. If you don't have enough confidence in your future plans, you definitely need to take this opportunity. What we're going to do is the next 15 callers who call the show right now, who have saved at least $250,000 for retirement, we're going to offer you a full-blown comprehensive review of your current situation. We're going to outline any future liabilities or risks that could jeopardize your future financial plans. Or if you're on track, we're simply going to say you're on track. Now, you may be on track and we may not work together. That's okay too. A lot of people, even if they are on track, decide to work with us because they love the care, they love the service, they love the atmosphere, and they love what we provide our client base. That could be you too. But here's your opportunity. Pick up the phone right now. Get that second opinion and where you're going. Are you on the right path or not? Let's find out.
Thanks, Paul. And it might not be a total overhaul you need. It might just be a few tune-ups. When we come back, we're going to talk about the all-star team at Roberts Wealth Management. We'll be right back.
Do you hear that? That's me enjoying my retirement. Traveling around the world to play golf, where I want, when I want, with whomever I want. Even got some customized clubs. Because years ago, I rolled over my IRA with the help of a local trusted advisor.
Hey folks, you have the custom clubs. Do you have the custom retirement plan? Give our office a call today for a no-cost, no-obligation consultation.
Meeting our son.
Crazy road trips.
Memories with Grandpa.
family and friends,
My first job.
My fourth job.
Exploring our world.
our world, our first date.
Our
Our
special song.
Secure your retirement by meeting with a financial advisor.
Hey folks, let us help you make your retirement dreams a reality. Give my office a call today. We are frequently asked, what's more important in retirement, having a great plan or working with a great advisor? The answer is that both are vitally important to your retirement success. Retirement planning is not just a one and done, which means that even the best plans will need to be adjusted. That's exactly why you need an experienced partner to guide you on the journey. Are you confident enough in both to seek a second opinion? Contact us today for your own complimentary analysis.
Welcome back to Retire Right with Paul Roberts, and I wish we had more time. We have one more segment, but I want to talk about, I have met every single person in your office, and you walk in, it smells good. You got a coffee machine for Miss Sharon. She was showing me how to make latte. It was so cute on her new machine, makes cookies.
Oh, they even froth them now.
Yes.
They're sophisticated.
She was
They've
proud
got
of
it
that.
down.
She said, I've never had a machine like this. But anyway, I won't name names exactly, but I know a few of them at least who were with the big houses, you know, the big boxes I call them, and they jump ship and they say it is literally like going from a black and white film to a colored film. It's like a new life. Why, how have you achieved that?
Well, first of all, I believe a company is only as good as its culture, right? And we build the right culture and the right atmosphere in our office and with our team. Secondly, I believe in cooperation, not competition, and I believe in unity. So we've learned to all cooperate for the same larger objective. You know, we're changing lives for the better, and it gives people purpose, first of all. You know, most people go to a job and a job is just a job. Our team doesn't look at their job as just a job.
You don't have quotas.
It's a job, and don't get me wrong, they like the paychecks,
Sure.
you know, and they like earning money, but it's more than that. It's a more of a purpose than that. They're actually changing people's lives for the better. They know that so much of the baby boomer generation is at so much risk going forward with the financial instability that we have in this country and the lack of financial education and the lack of financial planning. Unfortunately, Rebecca, it drives me mad, but there are going to be a lot of baby boomers who actually fail in retirement. They have no idea the obstacles and the roadblocks that lie ahead of them. They're blindly walking right into them, and they're just simply unaware.
Right.
And so what we do for people is life-changing.
Yeah.
You know, we change a future for a whole family. We change a future for a couple. You know, you said earlier, most divorces are for finances, right? How many relationships are we saving by saving their financial future?
True.
And so my team, it's not just a job to them, it's a purpose, it's a drive, it's a passion inside them. They want to change and affect as many lives as they can for the greater, you know, for the positive, or change them for the better. And so they really, really buy in. I tell you what, actually, one of them that, you know, during the break you were talking to me about, and she came over from one of the big box brands, but, you know, you should talk to her one day when you're around the office. Ask her what it was like to come to work for Roberts Wealth Management, because it's a lot of fun as we bring new advisors in. First of all, my COO, my Chief Operations Officer, Derek Inkle, amazing, my right-hand man, love him to death, he's awesome. He's a total all-star, but he does all my recruiting, and he finds the talent, and he finds the potential for me. And then, you know, he starts to talk to them, and then he brings them kind of through, and he brings them to a certain point. When he gets them to a certain point, he says, all right, Mr. Roberts would like to meet with you, and then he brings me in. I can't tell you how much fun I have with him in there, Rebecca, because Derek, he knows, he's just sitting there with a grin on his face the whole time. He's like, oh, wait for this. This is going to be so good. Because he knows I'm going to come in there from left field and all over the place. I just come in and I challenge them, and I challenge them with these questions, and I talk in different ways than they've ever heard anybody talk, and they're just sitting there bewildered. But it's for a reason, because
there's a method to your madness.
There's a method to the madness, and that's what the beauty that Derek sees in what we do, and that's why we work out these dynamics for that reason, because Derek knows we're thinning the herd. We're qualifying people.
Right.
We don't want just anybody working for us. I brag on the all-star team of Roberts Wealth Management all the time, because they're an amazing group of professionals. They're all-stars. I have the finest professionals anywhere in the Southeast. I can say that hand over hand, very confidently.
And they
Taking them.
are, and they're experienced, but you still send them. She told me you still send them out of state, treat them to dinners, like everything to give them even more education, so you never stop teaching them.
That's it. And first of all, like I said, we want to qualify them hard.
Yeah.
It's not easy to get into the Roberts Wealth family to come
Yeah.
work on our team. We have high standards.
Yeah.
We expect you to understand that your purpose is to love and care for these people, do the best you can, go far above and beyond, do everything to the best of your ability, help those people have the freedom and the success that they deserve. And so it's pretty tough getting in. You know, we put them through the rigmaroles. We really
But you
really
end up with the
challenge them
best.
quite a
Yeah.
bit, and but that's the separation. I'm trying to weed out people who are
Right.
not like-minded. I don't want
You need very
anybody-
big, open-minded,
Yes.
big picture thinking outside of the box.
That's right.
You also have a servant mentality, and I love that too. It's like, I know the charity events that you've done and all the money you've raised for veterans and for underprivileged children, but I think having a servant's heart, not to get corny, but it's true. You know, people say, oh, it's greedy to want money, you shouldn't want money, but it's the opposite. Christ even talked about it, you know, to have more, to give more.
Right. Abundance
and
is
it's in
not a
giving
sin.
that you receive. That's right, it's not a sin.
Abundance is not a sin.
To be imprisoned
it's a
is what is
blessing.
a sin.
That's
Yes.
right. Abundance is a blessing.
Yes.
And especially when you can share it with the world and share it with others, and when you can help lift up others and lift up other people, which is, I got to tell you, the all-star team of Roberts Wealth Management. You walk in that office and you talk bad about Paul Roberts, and you see how many people you got jumping up to tell you, Paul has changed our lives
That's
for the
right.
better.
I've had an employee tell me that.
We are loyal to Paul. We love the Roberts Wealth Management. We love what we have created, and he has changed our lives for the better, and we are changing other people's lives for the better, and we're just ecstatic about being part of this.
Yeah.
And the main goal and objective for us in business going forward is to never let that fire burn out in any of our advisors or any of our team members' belly. And that's not just the advisors. That's our client service needs. That's our
Yes.
client liaisons. That's our director of first impressions. Like you see, you
Yeah.
mentioned how much pride Miss Sharon takes
know.
and her cookies
She started
and her
following my
coffee
son
and-
on Instagram. She's
and-
like, what is Max doing today? I'm like, what? Like, incredible.
She takes her job to a whole nother level.
Yeah.
You know, she doesn't look at herself as, oh, I'm just a greeter. No, you're not just a greeter.
She's just as important as you are.
Every person in that team is just as important to each other.
That's right.
It's the whole experience. It's the entire experience and everybody that they talk to and the service they receive everywhere. And all I can tell you, viewed in audience, is, you know, if you don't feel that you're getting that level of service, or you call and they never have time to talk to you, or they can't get around, or you get a 1-800 number, you don't get that warm voice on the phone, you don't have to accept less.
Yes.
In today's world, there are other ways to achieve what you want, and Roberts Wealth Management is here to provide you with first-class service and a 5-star experience. We do it with love, and we do it with a smile on our face. You'll love the energy of the team, you'll love what we do for you, and you'll love the confidence we create going forward. So pick up the phone right now. Next 15 callers that call the show, we're going to guarantee you a one-on-one consultation with one of our all-star advisors back in the office. We look to see you there, and we look to see you next week.
Absolutely, and go check it out for yourself. And you have to see it to believe it. Give them a call. Thanks so much for joining us, everyone.